Right, I press record. We're rolling. We're going to see how far we go.
Yeah, see how we get on.
Oh, no cringy
Can the
intro.
camera make it all the way
Oh
through?
yeah, we got to open wide to the audience.
Hello dear viewer, editing Reece here. As you may notice, the sound of this video is going to be very cringe, but do not fret, we are very much professionals in this industry. Enjoy! Terms and conditions apply, 0% APR.
Well, hello guys, and welcome back to episode 10. Yeah?
11.
11.
11,
That
yeah.
was a shocking start. Episode 11 of the Youth Podcast.
Yay!
Hey, my name is Nathan. I'm the youth worker at Bourne Baptist Church, and with me today is...
Reece, how are you, my schmettlings?
Your schmetterlings.
Yeah.
Is that even a word?
It's German, I don't know what it means.
Is it?
I don't know what it means. Yeah.
Oh, I hope
Yeah.
that's not a swear word then.
I'd hope not. If it was, I am doomed. But yeah, open wide to the audience.
There we go.
I don't like it.
No. Good to be back, Reece.
Very good.
Good to be back.
Doing this during half term, we literally have no
Yeah.
time limit, pretty much.
Yeah.
It's great.
First time filming in the morning.
Uh-huh. Usually it's like afternoon we film.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if we sound depressed and tired, not my fault. Him.
Well, why is it my fault?
Because you told me 10:30.
Do it in the morning, yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. How's things you, Reece? How was your last half term of school?
It's been very busy.
Yeah.
Stressful. Great. Because I got my PPE results back as well. I got my data.
How'd you get on?
Really well, except for literature. But we don't usually talk about literature. It's not important. Shakespeare was the past.
Well, at least like it's one of
Yeah.
those ones. At least you know that's something you can work on, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, my mum's going through post-op at the moment, so that's stressful.
Yeah.
Nothing else. Right. Oh yeah, I remember something.
Oh, go on.
How have you been?
Oh, no. I thought you remembered something else to share then.
Yeah.
Just the question.
I remember to ask you the question.
Yeah. No, I'm all right, mate. Yeah, I mean, things been busy.
Yeah.
You know, prepping lots of stuff. So we've got the youth service coming up.
Ooh,
Prepping for satellites.
I'm hopefully going. Not satellites, but youth.
To the youth service on the 29th of June. Everyone welcome.
29th.
Yeah, and then me and my head are off to Bulgaria in a couple of weeks.
Are you?
For a week. So yeah,
Bulgaria. Way.
I thought you were going to sing their national anthem then.
I don't know what
that
that
that was a
anthem is.
very like similar start.
Da, 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 da.
Yeah, that's what it's like. Yeah, very like that. Anyway, yeah, so got a lot going on, but yeah, things are good. Now today, Reece,
Yes.
we're going to be talking about. Well, we're having a debate, aren't we?
Yes.
And we're calling it one Christian, one atheist, and a whole lot of questions.
Yes. Pretty much this is what you call Charlie Kirk and Dean Withers. Clash.
I don't even know what that is.
They're two people that debate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, they haven't debated yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
Hopefully. TikTok. Search them up. They're very good.
Okay.
I don't like Charlie Kirk, but yeah.
Okay.
Debate.
They're
Let's
debaters,
do this.
are
That's
they?
not as
Fair enough. Okay, but yeah, so we thought we'd have a conversation about this, and we thought also it was a good opportunity to demonstrate how it's good to have these conversations.
Yeah.
Like, because there's a lot nowadays about like cancel culture and all that kind of thing, isn't there? But that me and Reece are friends, and we respect each other, and we can share our views, and that's okay.
So, in simple terms, this is a very serious debate. We are very much professionals.
Very professionals. Oh, I've
Yeah.
never described myself as that. I definitely wouldn't describe you as that.
He's a
Reece.
professional. He's a professional at organising youth events, and then getting the bad of it, of having to listen to young people.
That's true. Wow, a professional. Thank you. So I've obviously done a good job in the past. Then. Okay, so we've got a few different questions, haven't we?
Yes.
So should I go into question one?
Yes. Question one.
Question
Round
one.
one.
So,
Rounds.
cheers, mate. We'll start with a little cheers. Cheers, buddy. So like I said, we called it one Christian, one atheist. A whole lot of questions. Are you good? Every time you have a drink on the podcast, you good?
Yeah.
You good? So the first question, I guess, then is so for you, Reece, how did you come to the conclusion that there is no God, and come to the stance that you're an atheist?
I can't justify with sticking to the belief that there's one thing, person, or whatever you want to call it, that can do anything and everything, and can, anything and everything, really. I can't stay justified to that. Yeah.
So you're saying like you can't you can't. There's not enough evidence for you. I guess
There's
is
not
that
enough
what you'd say?
evidence for me to believe that there is one
Yeah.
thing that can control and do
Mm.
anything.
So would you say there's enough evidence for you to say there definitely isn't?
I would say there's not enough evidence to say there isn't, and not enough evidence to say there is.
Okay, so that's interesting. So what is it then that makes you say you want to be you're an atheist and not say like an agnostic where you're not really sure? If you said there's not enough evidence to say there isn't, what is the sort of, where does that come from?
For me to consider myself as an atheist is that there are loads of things which God could do that is can make the world better, but he has not done that. Stop smiling at me. It is creepy.
No, sorry, keep going.
This guy is freaky.
I'm
I'm
just
trying
trying
to
to
be
keep-
professional and
I know,
serious.
it was
You
good.
are not good.
No, it's because you were looking so professional.
Why did I
I'm
not?
not used to that.
I didn't say we're professionals.
It just made me
Why did
smile.
I consider him a professional?
No, carry on. Sorry.
Terrible decision.
You was doing a good answer. Carry on what you saying.
Yeah, then.
What was you saying? I can't actually remember now. So, carry on what
Stop
you were
looking
saying.
at me. I forgot what I said now. Because you.
I know, I've thrown you off.
Let me think.
You lost.
Oh yeah, I got it. So because there's loads of things that God could do that could be make the world a better place. For example, he could stop war from happening.
Yeah.
He could have stopped terrible things in the past from happening.
Yeah.
Yeah. He could have prevented a lot of things that are bad. It's I don't find it. I find it difficult to believe in something that is all knowing, all powerful, all loving, but allowed things like that to occur.
Yeah, so you're kind of saying because there's so much painful stuff going on in the world, and like there's war and natural disaster and that, and you're going, how could I believe in a God who is capable of stopping those things but hasn't stopped them? Is that kind of yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah, no, I see that, and I think like that's something a lot of people struggle with. The smile. No, that is something a lot of people struggle with, and I think as a Christian, I struggle with that sometimes. Like there's things I've really prayed for, and I've not seen them happen, and it's been a bit like, oh God, what are you doing? Where are you in that? And that can be a confusing thing for Christians as well.
What's made you justify yourself as being a Christian?
Yeah,
not like agnostic or anything else.
Yeah, I mean, like I'd call myself a Christian because for me, it's about the relationship I have with God.
Yeah.
So, like, of course, like evidence is really important.
This is my sofa. I'm not comfy anymore.
You're all right with it, buddy?
Yeah, it's not my sofa.
Okay. Oh, you're used to a different one.
I'm used to that one.
Do you want to swap or you're?
No, we're good.
Okay.
That means I'll be over there and you're over here.
Yeah, that'd be weird.
Doesn't work.
No. What was I saying? You throw me off now as well.
Yeah. Exactly.
What's I saying?
How does it feel to be thrown off, Nathan?
Bad.
Exactly.
No. So yeah, it's about a relationship, and like I said, I could go into evidence, but it's actually more that I experience a relationship with God.
Yeah.
So like, you know, I spend time talking with him. I feel his presence, and it's, for me, it's knowing what he's done for me. That because I believe that Jesus died for me, so all of my mistakes are forgiven, and I've been saved. And just living out that relationship, knowing that whenever I get things wrong, I've got a God who forgives me and loves me, and experiencing that love. That's how I know. It's not all the evidence, but it's just what I feel. It's the experience of my relationship with God. But coming back to what you were saying about you know, painful things going on in the world, and why would God, you know, not step in and do something about that? It's a really tricky question. But I think, you know, when God made the world, when he made humans, he didn't want to be a dictator. So he didn't make humans and say, all right, you have to love me, you have to live how I want you to live. He made humans with free will to do what they want to do. So, you know, he gives the opportunity to say, come and have a relationship with me. Come, you know, I want to love you. Let me love you. But, you know, if people are going to do evil things, he almost gives that free will that humans can do that. And that can be really tough at times.
For example, when it comes to giving humans free will,
yeah,
it's also what puts me off is the fact that he allowed the creation of, for example, Adolf Hitler as well, which is, and you know how he's all loving. Would he still have loved him despite what he did? For example, with like the Holocaust and starting a war, which put so much death and rationing on the country and everything like that.
Yeah, really good question. Well, our God is a God of justice, so he wouldn't have been happy with what Hitler was doing. and he would have been wanting to stand up for those who are being persecuted and that kind of thing. And I know there's lots of stories about that where Christians within like concentration camps were standing up and sacrificing themselves for others. But it talks in the Bible that God is love. Like it describes when you feel love, you feel God. And God is so loving. Even though Hitler was so evil, he would have been really like heartbroken what he's doing, but he would have still loved him. Doesn't mean Hitler didn't go to hell and all that kind of thing. But yeah, God would have loved him because even though he was evil, God loves all of us unconditionally. So like I believe like he loves you no matter what you get wrong, no matter what you do, whether you ever become a Christian or ever do whatever you do, he's always going to love because he loves unconditionally. There is cake on the floor. Yeah. I think you just trotted it in there.
No, it wasn't me.
Was it not? But no, that's some good questions. Should we go on to the next one?
Yeah.
We're kind of like we're just going off on different things anyway, though, which is cool. So when it comes to like morals and decision making, what forms your morals? Like for me, like I'm thinking, my morals are formed as a Christian by like living how I would want to live, like Jesus would, for example, and trying to do right by God. When you're making your decisions, what do you think forms that sense of morals? As someone who doesn't believe in God, obviously.
That is a difficult question. Morals. So, explain when it comes to morals.
Well, so for example, like when you've got to make a snap judgment on a decision.
Obviously, like good and bad.
Yeah, between like maybe a good decision or, in a simple terms, you might say good or bad decision. But often we get that. I don't know if you've had this, but I'll describe it as like a gut feeling.
Oh yeah.
Where your gut's going, Reece, don't do that. That's not good. Or Reece, come on, do this instead. Like you've probably had that feeling, would you say?
Yeah, gut feeling. Yeah.
Where do you think that? If you don't believe in God, and we're all just, I guess, made out of a coincidence, where do you think actual the feelings of decision making and morals like that actually comes from?
This is when it's going to get tricky. When it comes to gut feeling, obviously it doesn't come from your gut. You just
that's kind of where you feel it.
Yeah. And everyone has a brain.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks, feels, smells, hears, all that. I don't know what the name of it is, but there's a part of your brain which chooses whether it believes you're doing right or wrong.
Yeah.
I may be wrong. I will fact check myself after this. If I am wrong, you will not see anything on this video that says I am. But yeah, obviously you may believe that we've got a soul and that, and that's what allows us to understand between good and evil. But then I think it's just knowing yourself that it's right or wrong and not just a gut feeling. Because I could say something to you and I could think to myself, is this right or is this wrong for me to say? It's not just a gut feeling.
You think that like it's a bit of a logical sort of sense to it? Yeah, no,
because obviously when you're making a decision, you think about it. You think what you're going to do before you do it.
Yeah, often, yeah. What about things like feelings of like love and like joy or sadness?
What kind of love? Like romantic?
Yeah,
love?
say romantic. Well, any love really.
Love is more. Love is a chemical reaction in the brain. It's not a feeling.
Okay.
Well, that's just science. That's me telling you what.
But why do you think we have that chemical reaction in the brain? It almost seems as though we were designed to have it.
Yeah.
Is it just a fluke just a fluke that we fall in love with one another, or just a fluke that we get sad about things or happy or
because you can have
anxious?
You can love. You can say someone's really mean to you, and you can still love them. Kat did mention something last Monday as well. Yeah, so they could be very mean to you, but you can still love them.
Yeah, 100%.
Or you just love them in general. For example, a familial relationship, you'll love them. So my relationship, my parents, I love them, even if they're such pains in the bum. They don't watch this anyway, so there's no issues with me saying that. and then they're gonna watch it. Watch my luck.
But you think it's just a chemical reaction? It's just
That's what science says it is. It's a chemical reaction. But then you could also say love is a feeling as well.
yeah. Well, that's what it feels like, isn't it?
Most
It
of the
feels like a
time,
feeling,
it is. I stick with it. What science says, and that's a
Yeah.
chemical reaction. But then you've also got to think of it as well as a feeling, because
Yeah.
you can feel love for a person.
Yeah, of course you can.
But then if you're deep in love with the person, it's like you just know it.
Yeah, yeah. And I think it's interesting, like you're saying about the science there as well, because science can probably explain where it comes down, the chemical reaction in the brain. And this is where, again, I say science and faith work really well together, because science might say, yeah, it's a chemical reaction in the brain. But faith will say, well, why? Why do we love? That might be how we were designed to love. Like God could have designed that we have chemical reactions in the brain when we feel love. But it almost feels like maybe someone had created that for us to experience that emotion. But anyway, again, that's where like you can see them linking well together. We'll go on to the next one.
It's like what is it, like 11 o'clock in the morning or something?
Yeah, 3 minutes to 11.
3 minutes
Deep
to 11.
chats for this early in the morning. We were both so tired before this as well.
Yes, we were. We were discussing this before filming. That we've got to be more lively when we
were both half asleep.
So we're saving up our energy for this.
That's why I was smiling when you started talking.
And then after this, we're just going to go back to.
Did you have such a change in your levels?
It's funny.
Okay, next one. It's a big one.
Hit me with it. Not literally.
So when
you're not allowed to anyway.
No. Well, yeah, you're not allowed to hit me either. Anyway, we'll move on. When it comes to creation, like where everything came from, what are your feelings on that? Like
creation.
Yeah.
We've discussed this. We discussed this in episode 1, actually. If I can think back to it,
we did.
I've discussed about.
That was our most viewed episode.
Yeah. Yes. Go watch it. Don't. I look ridiculous.
No, I do. And he sounds different.
Oh my god. So I spoke about the Big Bang theory, as well as I think I can't talking about how there's nothing before. But then you can't have nothing before, because then you went from nothing to something.
Yeah, which is a really weird thought, right?
Which is difficult, as well as if you're putting it to God as well. If there was nothing before, how could there have been God?
But who said there was nothing before?
That's what I think, and that's what science says. And I get my facts from science, not faith.
So where? No, that's okay. So where? So obviously the whole nothing before. Why did anything suddenly appear then?
Well, you can consider it as a fluke, as you've stated before. You consider it as a fluke. Even from a non-religious perspective, you can consider it as like a something that was just out of the ordinary. Like it was, you never thought it was going to happen, but then it did.
But what even was it? If there was literally nothing,
there might have been something.
There wasn't
before.
even an existence.
It's difficult to justify, because science at this moment, we have our limitations to what we can do. So it's very difficult to go back billions of years into the past to see what happened before. And there are parts linking to the Big Bang theory where it shows that it did happen, because scientists, now got to check my facts for this, have found evidence of waves. I don't know what I think it's sound waves or something. I don't know what they are. But waves that are still emitting from the
Big Bang.
From the Big Bang, because do you believe that the universe is infinite? Or do you believe it has an end? Do you believe that we're in a big box?
Oh, sorry. Do you mean like if we
like
not in time?
Itself.
You mean like if we could just keep
just
traveling?
the universe itself. Do you believe it's infinite, or do you think it's boxed? It's
you mean
encased?
will it ever end? I honestly couldn't tell you. I couldn't even.
But if you just went from,
if I was just
if you just went
from
instincts, would you say, "Oh yes, I think it's infinite"?
Probably not.
You think we're just?
I honestly have no idea.
It has like an edge.
What I think is, I think we've got our universe, and then I think we've got the heavenly universe. I think there's a heavenly realm.
You think there's another?
So I think
that's other universes.
I think I think like heaven is outside of our universe. So I honestly couldn't
I mean,
even
there
comprehend
are
it.
loads of theories in science, for example, that it's not just our universe, there's other universes.
parallel
like
universes and that.
Also, such a thing as string theory, which I'm
From
not
the Big
getting
Bang Theory, that's all I know. The show, I mean, yeah.
which is an actual theory as well.
Yeah.
Which I know nothing about, to be
No.
honest. I just know it's a big long
Yeah.
string. And then obviously the Big Bang Theory itself.
Mm.
But yeah, I believe the universe is infinite. So if it is infinite,
Mm.
Big Bang can literally just go on
Yeah.
forever. So
Well, that would make
it will
sense.
always be there.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. But again, it's one of those things. Like if we're saying there was nothing and then there was a Big Bang. Now, I'm not against the Big Bang Theory. I've said this before. I don't know.
He's not against Sheldon Cooper.
No, I'm not against the program. I'm not against the theory. Like I know maybe some Christians might think different, but I often think about it like if there was nothing, and it says in the Bible, God spoke into life. He said, "Let there be light," bang, and it was. I just think if there was nothing, and then other than God, and God spoke into existence, the creation of the universe, I can imagine it's going to go bang as it appears, and I can see that starting point being where God spoke creation into life. And I just think if there was nothing before, absolutely nothing, how could it not have been created? How can nothing become something without there being like a supernatural intervention? Do you know what I mean?
It is difficult to
What can you explain? Like if there was absolutely nothing, how does something suddenly appear unless it was created?
I mean, as well, you've got the Bible to go by.
Yeah.
As well as I've just got facts from the internet, which come from science.
Yeah.
So it's like I said before, it is very difficult to know the true answer, whether or not it is God, or whether or not there was nothing before. If there was something, it is very difficult to justify because, as I've already stated,
long ago, isn't it?
As I've already stated, our technology is still limited.
Yeah.
We are not capable. For example, I could ask you this question: do you believe that there is life on other planets?
Oh, you asking me that?
Do you believe that God intended for there to be life on other planets?
I think probably not.
Do you know?
I think probably not because, I mean, you think, like, you can say to yourself, well, we're one planet in so many. Surely there has to be somewhere else. But obviously, as far as we've seen for many, many galaxies already, there's been no signs of life anywhere, has there?
Actually, there are on Mars. There are signs that could show that there was life. I think there actually is a sign that there was life. I can't remember. Actually, yes, there is. There was once water on Mars.
Okay.
Because they found vegetation, like dead vegetation, on Mars. So that does show there was once life.
Potential for
there
life.
was once life on Mars.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, there could, I'm not saying there definitely isn't, but what I think is, isn't it a crazy coincidence if there are however many billions of planets that we've already discovered, that it's just our planet which has flourishing life, which has humans, which has animals, which has vegetation, which has the perfect level of gravity to keep us to the floor, but the right amount of up for us so that we don't get squished. That has the perfect amount of oxygen for us to breathe, the experience of love, the fact that we all look different to each other, we all have a different thumbprint, we all have different eye prints, or whatever you'd say that's called. You know, it's a crazy coincidence that this world is perfect for us to live on. I mean, when I look around, what makes me so sure about my faith is when I look around, I look at the world, and look at the trees, and look at the sky, and just us talking, I think, how is this not created? How is this? Look at where we are right now. How is this all fluked into being? What a fluke! Crazy.
Have you ever you do understand this as well, because I need to get my point along here. You know that there are other solar systems in the galaxy
of course,
as well. So scientists call it as the Goldilocks and Three Bears. You got hot, cold, and then perfect. You can consider the solar system as that, where you got Mercury and Venus in the hot porridge, Earth and Mars as the perfect, and then all the others as the really cold ones like no one wants. So you can call this as the Goldilocks zone. So we're in the zone that is sustainable for life to exist, and that's pretty much on the same on all solar systems, because there's stars which are suns. So our sun's a star as well. So if you're on another solar system, you can see our sun and be like, oh, that's a star. And as well, if you're looking from the ground, if you do have you ever looked through like a telescope, astronomy and stuff like that? Planets are stars as well. which is very, very cool.
Mm.
You never would have thought that, but it's really.
I know, it's really cool.
Really,
It's
really
really,
cool.
really
I love
cool.
astronomy.
Yeah. And again, and that's science explaining facts that, so we're one of the sustainable planets, but faith is like, but why? Why are we?
Because the Bible doesn't mention anything about life on
other
else.
planets. No.
Because it's like it's stuck here.
Yeah, well, the Bible was written about what was going on here. So I don't think it means necessarily there's definitely no life elsewhere. But it's interesting that we haven't found any.
You think if it's a book, I don't know how many pages it is, you think it would include something on that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but I guess back then, you think how long ago
word of God?
Yeah, but you think how long ago it was written by people living thousands of years ago. They probably weren't really thinking too much about space at that point.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It's only
now
now
their life on here.
Exactly. Like back, it wasn't that long ago where everyone thought the world was flat. So
Why would you think the world is flat? There's no point on Earth where you just fall off.
No, exactly. But that's what I mean. Obviously, as we've gone through
it's just one bit of Earth, and you just like suddenly go from flat to suddenly.
I'm gone. All right, last question, Reece, because really good stuff, but we don't want to go on for too long, do we?
At this. Seek professionals, people.
Here's well, what are you saying?
He isn't. I am.
Oh wow.
Mildly. He is at youth events. But
mildly professional.
He is at youth events, but he's not good at.
Probably less professional youth events. That's why I let loose. What I was going to say. Okay, last one, probably the biggest one. It's a life after death.
Oh no!
So this is the big one. So you got to your end of your life.
We're all gonna die.
What's your feelings about life after death?
That reminds me of a quote off a movie. It's like, we're all gonna die.
What's that from? I recognise that.
Yeah,
probably a few movies.
I'll think about it. So I believe that once we die, we don't go to heaven or hell. We just
that's just it.
Gone
in the ground.
And that once you die, you go deaf. Well, kind of.
You go
deaf.
You can't hear.
Well, when it comes to like people, coma is different, but when you're in a coma, you can still hear, can't you? But when you die, your body does no longer function. Apart from that point, when your brain goes through all what you've experienced.
Oh, you mean when you're about to die, like that sort of your life flashing past your eyes?
Yeah, and you flatline.
Yeah,
you're gone.
Yeah,
because you no longer have any awareness of what's around you. You no longer know what people are doing.
You're gone.
You just gone. Nothing. And then as people say in movies, don't go to the light. Yeah, you go to the light.
Well, that'd be nice, wouldn't it? But what light would there be if you don't believe there is?
Well, they say there's a white light.
What do you think that is?
I know I guess you could say, because when I was younger, I think I've told you this before. I used to believe that once you die, you're like a ghost that walks around everywhere, where every living person that is still living. And once you die, you're in that form that you died in. So, for example, if I died at this age, I would be like this, just walking around.
So is that what you believe?
That's what I used to believe.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true, because we can't know if it's true. Otherwise, we just have to let someone die for a little bit and then just go, come back to life.
Well, that has happened a few times.
Don't go towards the light. Come back from the light.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to justify as well.
It's interesting that you have a slight belief in that. Would you say? When there's probably no scientific evidence.
I do believe that there is a light, because people who have died and come back, they did say there was a light.
Yeah. I don't even mean the light bit, but what you're saying about becoming a ghost and that kind of thing. Like you've got probably a little bit. Because would you
want to see what's going on once you die, like the effects of your death on people?
No,
you wouldn't.
I don't think so. I think like when I die, I believe I'm going to heaven to be with God, and I think that's going to be so amazing. I'm not going to be thinking about my old life. You know what I mean? I'll be so excited to be in heaven, and it'll be so good. I'm not worried about.
Yeah.
I think like that. It is a really interesting question to think about, but yeah, I just think for me, my existence. When you think of it like this, my existence on Earth. Say I live till I'm 90, say, if I live a long life.
Right, put a bet. Will Nathan live to 90?
But say if I live to 90, that is like that in my existence. Because I believe then I'm then living for eternity in paradise. So this is actually the smallest bit of my life.
Could you just think if you're, because you said that heaven's like just reliving the same moment that you loved so much and made you really happy. I think you mentioned before.
Not reliving the same moment, but
or just watching the same.
not even rewatching. When people have asked me what would I describe heaven like it does have some bits in the Bible, but a lot of it is mystery. But I describe it as, imagine the best day you've ever had.
Yeah.
It'll be like that times 1,000 every day. Doesn't mean you'll live the same day every day, but that
No, that's what I meant. So.
I don't mean every day will be the same, but that feeling you have of like the perfect day, that feeling of peace and joy and happiness, it'll be like that every day. And it says in the Bible, there'll be no more tears, there'll be no more pain, there'll be no more suffering, and we'll just live in a complete, utter life of hope and joy and freedom. And that just sounds amazing to me. But yeah, I mean, that's what I believe. Obviously, you're kind of more on at the end of your life. That's it. That ends. Would you say that's where you're at? Yeah.
It is scary thinking of you'll die eventually, because no one wants to die, but it's inevitable. You die.
Yeah.
That's what happens. That's how the world works.
Yeah.
Or just how it works in general. Yeah, because I don't particularly want to die. I want to live. But then obviously I do want to finally rest.
Yeah.
If I do live to so and so on 90, put a bet to see if I live to 90. Yep. Yeah, so obviously everyone wants to rest eventually, and some people are like, I've lived a very good life. I'm ready to go
to finish.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, and I think like you say, like if you don't believe in heaven, then I can really appreciate how death would be scary. That would be scary for me.
Yeah.
Because I believe in an incredible life after death, I don't find it scary. Like maybe if I get closer to death, I might be a bit more nervous, but like in a way, I look forward to it.
I mean, it depends. If you're in a hospital because you're battling a deadly illness, for example, cancer.
Yeah.
Most people are like, I've battled this and I'm not going to win. I don't mind if I die here or if I die soon. Because some people are like, I don't want to continue battling this because it's putting too much strain on me.
Yeah,
it
too
is
painful.
not good for me.
Yeah.
Because people can go through, when they're suffering cancer, they can go through rounds and rounds of chemo, and it's not good for them at all because it's radiation. No one wants to be radiated at all. So there are times when people are like, I'm happy to die as well. For example, if that was me, I would probably, obviously I'll still find it like sad and scary that I'm going to die, but I'll be like, I'm happy to let go. I don't want to continue on with suffering like this.
I get that, and I guess some people might say actually death is the better option there because the suffering ends. Yeah. But that's why I say is where I think in that situation or in any situation, that's where if you're a Christian, you just have so much hope because not only does the suffering end, it becomes so much better. It's not the end. So like when I've lost like my nan and I've lost my grandma and different people, I'm like, I'll see them again. I'll see them in heaven. And I know now, for me, I know they're just living their best life, like loving it. They don't have their frail, old, painful body anymore. They're joyful because they're in heaven and they're in total peace. And I'm excited to see them again. And that's what Christianity brings. It brings so much hope. Like instead of believing in a fluke of creation where, we've all just suddenly got here and love is just a chemical reaction and that kind of thing. Like Christianity is all about, relationship and having a God who loves you and having your mistakes forgiven and living in this creation which was designed for us and that we were designed. And at the end of it all, we go to be with God in this beautiful paradise. I mean, it's so hopeful. So yeah, I guess that's what brings
obviously when it comes
joy
to as
my
well
faith.
Creation, how we were designed. There was obviously things to evolution as well.
Yeah.
We could have got into that.
There's so much we could go into.
There's so much we can go into. But then we don't want this episode to go on for about an hour.
Yeah, we probably do need to start.
Yeah, we probably,
But yeah, there's so much you could. Well, do you know what? If this gets a lot of likes, maybe we can do a carry on and do some
evolution.
more. Yeah,
we'll do Darwin. How about that?
Yeah, we could talk about
Darwin.
Do you say evolution or evolution?
Evolution.
Evolution. Is that the British way to say
it? So Americans say evolution as well as like, for example, depot. They say all the E's. Like I think another word like they say like that R's a lot.
Ours.
Whereas they're like a lot and all that stuff. Like can't think of another word, but like radon and all that. Like what is it with Americans?
Is that your American
what's
accent?
yeah. Today I'm going to Texas. I know. Yeah, it's a terrible. I'm not good at American accents.
All right, let's play a game, Reece. I'm going to dig
Let's
you out of
play a
this hole we're
game.
playing. Okay, Reece, the game. So this is called the Newlyweds game. Not that me and Reece are married, but we can act like an old married couple sometimes. What's the happy face about?
And I just wanted to check my pen works.
Well, it's a really creepy looking one. Don't know. It looks kind of creepy. Make it look a bit friendlier. That's worse. Okay. Anyway, so what the game is, the Newlyweds game. Maybe you've heard of it before. So the idea is we're going to put out a question out there, and we're going to have to answer the question as if we're answering what each other would say.
Yeah.
So, for example, if it was like favourite holiday, I would maybe write what my favourite holiday is, and Reece would have to write what he thinks the answer would be. And if he gets it right, he gets a point, and we'll see who can get the most points. That makes sense?
Yeah.
We'll keep swapping new answers for who. So, first question, Reece. Do you want to answer for me, or should I answer for you first?
Right. Hang on. Explain this. So, you asked the question.
So I'll put a question out there,
Yeah.
and then I can
ask me what is your favorite holiday. I'll write my answer.
Exactly.
And then you write what you
exactly.
think.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then we can swap.
So, are you writing your answer, and then I'll write mine?
Well, it depends. Do you want me to write? Do you want me to write what my answer would be, and you try and copy it first round, where you try and match it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, right. So I'll do my one first. So
You'll do your actual answer.
yeah, and then you'll try and match it. So, Reece, then, we've actually done this one before, so let's see how well you know.
Phones.
I know. Normal
My phones
phone,
are
work
there.
phone. Anyway, what is my dream holiday destination? Yeah, I've got it.
I forgot. Oh no.
You should know this, Reece.
I should.
You should know this. I've been there before. I'll give you a clue.
And I just got to think of where you've been before. You know, I can't think. I'm just gonna put a guess. I'm probably gonna be wrong.
Probably. Okay, you ready? 3,
Yeah.
2, 1. Hawaii. I've not been to Hawaii.
What? I can't remember where you've been.
Mexico for our honeymoon.
Mexico. I remember you go. Oh, you have been. All I remember, because you don't stop going on about it. I remember you going to like Bulgaria. That's pretty much all I remember you going to. That's pretty much. I was like,
Don't stop
stop
going on about
Bulgaria.
Well, that's just to see
Yeah.
family. Anyway,
Yeah,
all right.
like, I don't want to go there. I just go to see my family.
Exactly. No, I do actually love Bulgaria. I'd live there someday, maybe. Okay.
Oh, I just want to get. That means if you leave to
No,
go to Bulgaria
Not anytime
before
soon.
you ever take me to a pub, I'll be so annoyed.
I'll take you to a pub in Bulgaria. How about
I'm not going.
that? Okay, I'll answer for you.
Yep.
What is their favourite food? So, what is your favourite food?
Oh, you may know this.
Really?
It depends if you remember, because I've told you this before.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I'm going to get it wrong, I think. No, I'm going to get it wrong, but I'm going to go for this anyway. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Biscoff.
Biscoff. Oh, I put nachos. I thought you like my nachos.
Oh, I do like your nachos.
Okay, all
I
right.
still haven't made them at home. I told my
you're
dad
not?
I would.
I had an amazing Biscoff cake yesterday.
Did you?
Dara's
Biscoff
mum made
is-
one.
Dara's mum.
Yeah,
Yeah. Biscoff is delicious.
yeah, it's good.
If you don't like Biscoff, I don't like you.
Oh, you'll get this one for me. Oh, maybe it's too easy, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
What was my favourite subject at school?
It's sport, isn't it? Then bros me like, no, it was English.
3, 2, 1.
Sport.
Yeah, well, I put P, but I'll give
The
you
same
that.
thing.
Yeah, I'll give you that. So 1 point for Reece.
I just
Well
put
done.
sport / PE. How about
I knew you'd get that one. Okay, your
I like
one.
English.
What would be their dream job? You've got to actually put it.
Oh wait, this is mine.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, my dream job. I actually don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You've told me. I
I
know
know.
your answer. You better write what it actually is. Don't make something up.
Oh, he knows me too well.
How long is this? 3, 2, 1.
Computer science teacher.
Yeah, I put teacher computers. I think that counts.
Teacher.
Okay.
Albert says teacher computers.
I know, I didn't want to write everything. Okay, 1-1.
It's so late.
I know. Okay, what is wait, is this for me now?
Married
yeah.
the snail. And
What
really
is my
lazy.
favourite flavour of ice cream?
Oh. It's gonna be like mint or something, isn't it? 'Cause it's weird.
Mint.
I don't know. No, I can't.
Oh,
Okay, I'm done.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Vanilla.
Strawberry.
Oh,
Vanilla.
no.
You think I'm such a vanilla guy, man? That's like an insult.
Such
He's like,
a-
oh, you're vanilla. That's so insulting. Okay, next one for you.
Just think, he's nearly 30. I'm 15.
Yeah, it's
Nearly
true. Yeah, I'm like
16.
double your age.
Yeah,
Almost.
pretty
Almost.
much. Yeah.
Okay, we'll do 2 more, shall we?
Yeah.
What is... Oh, you don't really watch TV, do you?
Excuse me. Yes, I do.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What is their favourite TV show?
My favourite TV show.
I don't think I know that, though. I didn't think you never talk about watching TV.
No. If you get this, I am going to be...
Gobsmacked.
Exactly, yeah. Read my answer.
Oh, I actually have no idea, though.
Just have a guess. Kiki knows what it is.
Okay. What's
So I
it
told her this
called?
before. Yeah,
Oh, I can't think what the name
I
of
said
it
about
is.
it. I said about I think we talked about this on the Yalfa weekend.
Yeah, I have an idea, but I can't remember what the name of it is. What's it called?
Ah, that's a great name.
Can I just write a description of it and that will count?
You can write a description of it, but I've got to know what it is.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Grey's Anatomy.
I put hospital show.
Oh,
Is that?
Yeah, that's a hospital show.
I just couldn't. Do I get a point for that?
Yeah,
I'll take half a point. I'll be fair, half a
I've
point.
literally just got
Because
one.
all I wrote was hospital show,
Yeah,
but
half
I didn't
point.
know the
Right,
one you
I've
wanted.
got 1 point there.
I've got 1.5.
And you're
Okay.
1.5. Oh yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
you got my teacher computers.
All right. My one then. If I had unlimited money and could buy one thing, what would I buy?
Oh yeah, got it.
I think I've told you this before as well.
You probably have. I've just completely forgotten.
Say again?
Just completely forgotten.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, no, not that. Oh no,
This episode's
pen.
probably been way too long, isn't it?
Yeah, I can edit.
Sorry,
down.
guys. You've probably all stopped watching by now, but we're having fun. 3, 2, 1.
Better youth space.
Ooh, do you know what? I wrote a sport and youth centre.
Oh, I did originally put unlimited tennis rackets.
No, to be fair, that's pretty close. I'll give you half a point for that. Yeah, I put sports. So I would build buy a huge centre, different sports pitches, stuff I could do lots of different youth work. So yeah, I'll give you half a point for that. Okay, last question each then. So we're both on 1.5 each.
Yep.
So this is going to decide it, or it'll be a draw. Okay, if you could have any kind of future, what would you have? Do you have one in mind? Oh, he does. Oh, I have no idea, man. Oh, you're right.
You're probably not going to get this one.
No.
So.
Oh, I'm going to change my answer. What are they called? Oh, what are they called?
And what was the question again?
Any car
Any car?
in the future.
Any car?
Yeah.
Car.
Well, what did you write?
Where's the...
What are you looking at?
Hang on.
Down near the
I
bottom.
think I'd have any car in the future. What would it
Yeah.
be? Okay.
You're changing your answer now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I have told you this before.
I know it, and I can't think what the name of it is, which is really annoying me. What's it called? What's the name of the rich guy? What's his name? You know what I mean, don't you?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
What's his
I'm
name?
not telling you.
Donald Trump, Elon Musk. Elon Musk, what's his cars called again? Oh, what are they called? That's what you've written. I know it is. I can't remember what they're called.
You gotta get the name. Actually, I put the model of the car now as well.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, I'm not taking that. I'm gonna write Elon Musk car.
This is cheating.
Is it?
I'm just gonna give myself another point for you cheating. I'll give myself half a point for cheating.
What do you mean cheating?
You're looking on your phone. Do you have my phone?
Yeah, but I can't look up what you like on my phone.
You're literally searching up
Telsa.
the brand.
Tesla.
Telsa. You did not just say
Okay,
Telsa.
3, 2, 1. Okay. Is it Tesla?
Tesla Model X.
There, Model X. Fine. I'll take half a point because I looked at the name
I think it's
Tesla.
Model X.
Okay, right. So if you can get a full point here, you win. Otherwise, I win.
Oh, we've done 4 for me and 4 for you. We did another one.
Are we?
Yeah, we've done 4 for me. And
Oh
4
well,
for
do you know what? I'll give you a chance to save your victory.
What do you mean? I have 1.5 points.
Yeah, and I've got 2 now.
Have you got 2?
Yeah, because I got 1 and 2 halves. So
Where's your 2 half? You took a half off.
I got a half for the hospital show
Yeah.
and a half for Tesla because I looked
So that's
up
1
Tesla.
point.
Yeah, and then I got 1 point for teacher computers.
Okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, right. So you got to get this. Okay, I'll give you a nice question. How about that?
Bro, my sheet looks so awful.
Okay, you ready?
9. Let's do this.
All right. What is both my middle names?
Ooh. I'm gonna spell it wrong, but I know what it is.
Okay. Actually, I don't know if I want that broadcast on there, but anyway, well, I've done it now. You got it?
That's one of them.
But we need both. You should know this. This has been said so many times at youth.
See, we call him Vonnie Boy. That's not his middle name.
Have you forgotten it?
I know one of them. It's the one that you don't like, that you don't tell
Yeah.
people. Nathan.
Oh, he's forgotten. This is your moment for. I gave you a nice one because I thought you'd get it.
Because you can use your phone. What's the first letter of?
M.
Oh wait.
You're only getting half now, though. Yeah. Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Vaughan and Matthew.
It is Matthew and Vaughan. I give you
Did
that.
I spell it right? Vaughan.
You, just an A after the H, but other than that, so it's like Vaughan.
Vaughan.
Yeah, I know.
It's
It's
Welsh,
weird.
isn't it?
Yeah, it is well.
So that's half. So I've got 2 points.
So we both finished on 2.
Yes.
A draw. I don't think that's ever happened before.
So we're adding these 2 points onto our scores.
Yeah, well, I don't even know what we're on though. Do you know? what we're on?
1-0.
Ah, so
Actually,
it's
no,
now.
I think it's 1-0.
So it's now 2-1 then.
No, 3-2 because we're adding 2 points.
Oh, we're gonna
on.
add 2 for each. Okay, fair
Right.
enough. Well, anyway, guys, I really hope the camera hasn't cut out Reece. Otherwise,
If it
we just had
hasn't
a great
cut out,
time
I'm
by
going to be
ourselves.
absolutely fuming.
I know, but it's been fun to be back after a little break. Any shout outs you want to give before we end?
No.
No. Reece don't like to shout people out.
No.
I'll shout out our lovely young people.
I'll shout.
Don't know what that was.
I will shout out myself.
Okay, you shout yourself out. That's so selfish, Reece.
Yeah.
And I'll shout out all those doing their A levels and GCSEs at the moment. We love you guys. Okay, should we finish there?
Yes.
All right, guys. We'll catch you soon. Bye for now.
Podcast.